12 days left until we pick up Ella from China. Yeah. And today we are talking about
how to raise a woman. There are multiple events that led to my proposal of today's topic. Of course, it's the ongoing Me Too movement and also the recent discussion in Japan that they found out a medical school in Tokyo, they increased the score of all the male students so that
they increased the score.
Yes, like point by point, like increase the score of males so that they can keep the percentage of male higher than 70%.
Wow. Okay.
The whole idea is that they believe women will eventually have kids and go back home, and they don't want to spend all the resources teaching women. These are the environment that we're facing. How do we react to it, and how do we raise Ella in a way that empower her, that make sure that she grows into this confident woman?
I think that it's very important for Ella. I want Ella to feel very physically confident. And
Yes.
one of the ways that I feel that she can feel very physically confident is through a sport like jiu-jitsu, or a sport that allows her to not just have the image of it being superficial with clothing, makeup, etc. I know that's generalizing, but I do know that the women that I've interacted with through 7 years of jiu-jitsu, there's a different sense about them.
Okay.
They carry themselves differently. And that's because in that environment, in the gym, there's just common sense of respect and equality.
I think respect, yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to, is that, I might be rolling with a woman who is 40 pounds lighter than I am, but there's that common respect of we're here to learn from each other. We're here to train well, train hard, train effectively, but also respect each other. Like, listen, I'm 40 or 50 pounds heavier than you. I'm going to adjust my body. I'm going to adjust my game.
Yes, it's not necessarily it's a man that is heavier than a woman, but somebody who's 40, 50 pounds heavier than you, they would still do the same thing.
I think that a different way to look at it is where I want Ella to grow up with the expectation that she can pursue whatever career she wants, and that take it into account that, if you do want to get married, and if you choose, and are able to have a kid or adopt a kid, whatever that is, that, your career, just adjusting expectations, just like what you had to do. You can't just put in these 70, 80 hour plus weeks, and by the way, you have a kid, and then you have your second kid. It's understanding and adjusting expectations to the fact that you do want to have a career that is demanding, and you want to have a family.
That actually is something that the discussion that I had with one of the partners at my firm this afternoon. She previously worked in a big firm, and then they had this women empowerment session. And then every time they were having their committee meeting, raised the concern of work-life balance. And then every single time she raised her hand and say, I object to categorizing this as a woman issue. This should be a parenting issue. Why do you expect women to try to learn how to do work-life balance while men are not expected to do that? So
because that it has the assumption that one parent
should be
has
the caretaker. And so it is really a complex issue. I don't think I have the answer yet.
I might actually have the opposite treatment of Ella, in being like she would do the activities that are typically associated with a boy.
And actually, up to now, I think we have been treating her pretty much like a gender neutral child. I think we see the effect of us letting her explore, being adventurous, and she's actually doing much better than a lot of her classmates in the daycare in terms of being curious
and being confident with exploring
boundaries.
Not
overly protected by us, and then the teachers can tell. So I think we see the benefit of us not limiting her ability. So I guess the the thing is, we will, no matter what activities that she chooses or we encourage her to pursue, I think just don't put a gender sticker on it.
It goes to the larger point,
right.
which is to be more conscious of the language that we are using toward our child, and also the activities that we plan, and making sure and just making sure that we're providing a broad exposure,
Right,
and creating an environment where she can gravitate to
Right.
where she wants.
Right. So I think I have been very consciously not letting her wear a lot of like girly clothes and not
Your parents
getting her.
have freaking gone the opposite direction. She just looks like a boy. Your parents dress her like a boy probably because the clothes are cheaper in China for boys' clothing.
I guess.
And it's also hotter
Exactly.
than heck over there.
Yeah.
And the value of this with a vlog format is that Jing and I, the mom and dad, are having more active, conscious thought about parenting.
Right.
So, how do you raise a woman? We will figure that out.
We'll figure it
in the
out, and
next
with your
15
help too. So
Comments.
if you have any comment
questions,
on this topic,
likes.
any questions to us, likes
So, anyways,
Below.
subscribe here.
and subscribe right here. How is it? Jordan, your hair is funny.
Yo, check out the hair.
It's like a rooster.
I was thinking the same thing.